we are going to have to move on to the bad OCs. Going back in the same order we presented in, Medi, who is your bad OC this week?
Well, this is Flame Blame. Flame Blame was submitted to us by Flame Blame. And another submission submitted to us. This is more to state something. I am sorry to use your OC for this Flame Blame, but one Flame Blame was submitted to us. They have no description or anything onto their page about their OC. There's no description in the image they submitted to us. There is no description anywhere I could find. And I would like to bring up this, I would like to use this as another point of reminder to people who submit OCs. That I can't review an OC if I don't know what the original character's character is. All I can review is an image. So yes, please, if you submit your OC, do not send us the description of the character in a note or leave it in a comment. Please put it in the description of your piece, or ask a artist to fill in the information of the piece with the description of the character, or have some sort of...
Or have it at least linked to a description of the character.
Because without this, your information gets lost in about 10 notes per day. I know this sounds harsh, but it's the truth, because it's hard to go looking for information on a character if it's not just readily available to us as OC reviewers, or just as an audience alone, because an audience alone shouldn't have to ask you for your character's information. The aesthetics on this pony is very red.
Yep.
Yes.
Very bright red.
Very, very saturated red.
Red.
Very saturated red and curly. And it looks like wavy curly hair, in a sense.
I'm getting kind of like a curly. Like, these are those kind of like, almost Weird Al.
I'm getting more wavy.
I'm getting squiggly.
And honestly, besides the color, I really like the design of this OC. Like, minus the obvious color issue. I like the idea of, like, this looks like a OC who's like a speed demon in a sense, wears goggles and has curly red hair and looks like
super cool.
And has like some sort of fire-based theme to her. I feel with a name like Flame Blame, I feel like she's just like someone who's like, heated and ready to go.
Yeah, she.
But I don't know.
Is it a she?
We assume so. We had to look up and find another picture that made this character look more feminine, or maybe referred to Flame Blame as female. I cannot remember at the current time, but we feel as though this character may be female.
And again, we don't know. Now, how do you guys feel about this character's design?
I like his accessories. Her accessories. I'm sorry. Their accessories. Yeah, what my go-to pronoun all the time. I like their accessories. Like, I kind of like that coat. I like the idea of it kind of being like a little like mock turtleneck style coat with like nice long sleeves, a little design, and little pockets down by the cutie mark. I think that's a kind of a cool thing.
It seems kind of odd for a pony thing, I guess. I'm not at all a fan of her cutie mark. There, cutie mark.
Yes, I was about to... Some of the biggest conflicts of this character are the necessary addition of goggles and the music, I'm assuming, based cutie mark of a fireball listening to some sweet-ass beats. Apparently they popped in my recent mixtape.
That mixtape made those fucking headphones catch on fire. It's so hot.
Yeah, dude, my mixtape is burning. You cold during winter? Just put my mixtape in.
Anyways.
But, the cutie mark and the design of this character just do not blend very well together.
I will say, I don't know what else you probably need something else other than just the flame for the cutie mark. However, as far as like a flame that's in a cutie mark goes, I think like I'm surprisingly okay with the actual flame part.
Yeah,
I like the design of it actually.
Yeah, the design is really nice. I mean, like the concept there is like you combine two very generic ideas.
I kind of don't even know what the concept is at this point.
Well, I mean, like you combine two generic ideas of headphones, which is on just about every fucking DJ pony out there. Or you have the fireball, which is on anyone related to heat. So you kind of combine those two ideas together. The fireball's really well designed, but I don't like the addition of the headphone.
It just doesn't fit with anything else that we can, like, really get out of the character. Like, I mean, you probably, because this, from what I've gathered, this seems like a bit of a pony sona, from just reading things. But, you like listening to music? I like listening to music. Your pony doesn't have to have that as their talent. Listening to music isn't a talent.
Unless those super fire hot beats, yo.
Unless it's my mixtape.
That takes some extra talent to listen to.
Oh my!
My talent is listening to my own mixtape. It burns my ears.
My special talent requires my special talent requires complete and utter sacrifice of my ability to hear, just because of how much this is burning. To everyone submitting their OCs to us, please include some sort of description of the character inside of your piece that you were submitting. Do not just submit us an image of a pony, or else it will just be this.
For the love of OCs.
And we apologize.
Well then, moving on from that OC, on to the next OC, we're going to take a look at Smooth's OC. Smooth, who did you bring on for Bad OC this week?
I brought in Chamomile. She is very obviously named after the chamomile tea, which is very known for sleep helping. She herself sleeps for long periods of time because she believes it will help her be less grouchy in life. Though that is not actually the case, and she is actually incredibly rude or in a bad mood. Probably due to oversleeping, because that's also an effect of oversleeping, not just undersleeping. Sleep is a very fickle thing. You gotta get it right, or you get it wrong. Wrong is bad either way.
Whoa. Deep.
She tries to help others out with their sleepness, because she, being a unicorn, has a spell to help others go to sleep. So she helps them get to sleep, thinking it'll do them good. But sometimes they never wake up.
I'm sorry, what?
But sometimes
Hey guys,
they never wake up.
I'm going to a practitioner next day. She says she can help me sleep.
Oh, okay.
And she was never seen again.
And sometimes they never wake up. I apologize, but that line... Like, there's no closure in it. It's just like, do they just die then? Or does someone else use their magic to wake them up? Or could you just reverse your own spell by reverse engineering and figure... Reverse engineering, that's not how that works at all in the slightest.
No, for the Smooth. Reverse engineer, you gotta use some neurological physics.
Just friggin'... Or could she figure out a spell to wake them up?
It seems like it's a bit of a problem.
The spell was taught to her by someone else, so would that person also be having that problem? Is this like a giant problem in Equestria? Are people
Also,
going to sleep all the time and not waking up?
Also, can I say that she was taught the spell by somebody else who was pretty good at this, and then it became her talent. She seems to fuck up at her talent quite a bit.
I mean, people can do that, yeah, but well, technically she's doing it exactly right, except she's doing it too well.
She's too good.
She's too good at her
Too
talent
good.
for
Too
anyone.
strong.
Sleep.
Besides that, it's perfectly fine. I mean, it seems to go together well. Besides that one single line, I just want some kind of closure on that. Just anything would be nice. But for the looks, however, I can just say that the palette looks incredibly washed out. I suppose if any character was not going to be pastel, it would probably be the one that's all about not being able to sleep very well and freaking having a horrible time of life because sleep deprivation or too much sleep. What the hell is that called?
Sleep excess?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sleep excess. It just...
Sleep extract.
It just... Pastel colors, please. It hurts me.
Yeah.
I mean, the show is referred to as pastel-colored horses stuff.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah. Other than that, her main design is okay. Her tail design doesn't match it.
It's a foxtail.
Is completely a foxtail.
It's just a foxtail. Like, there's no getting around that.
Ponies do not have foxtails, and
you didn't know.
I mean, most tail designs in the show, admittedly, do not look like regular pony tails. However, having a foxtail there, I don't believe makes sense in comparison.
It just doesn't.
I just want it to match the mane more. And then the cutie mark.
Okay, it's a silhouette of a pony with an eye wide awake.
A bunch of Z's for sleep.
Yeah, but why would it be asleep if the eye's open?
That is one thing. There's one thing wrong with the cutie mark. Also the design is a little
off.
Too much.
I don't feel like it's telling me what her special talent is really at all, really.
It doesn't feel like it belongs, I guess. Also, do you guys think Z's would be in a cutie mark?
No, because when it's flipped on the other side,
I don't think that if they were to be in a cutie mark with a sleeping kind of thing, because the Z's are commonly associated with the whole sleeping thing. I think that if done properly, maybe, but it would be very, very tricky to pull off in a way that I would really like it.
Yeah, I agree. But generally, probably don't use the Z's. Try to make something more for sleep.
Maybe have it like a bed.
Yeah, maybe a pillow.
Yeah, like a pillow.
Because pillows are...
How about a pillow on a dream cloud?
Yeah, maybe a pillow.
Kind of like that.
A pillow on a cloud.
I just thought, it's the normal dream cloud with the one with the small cloud, the medium cloud, and the big cloud, and then a pillow on top of it because she's above sleep because she can't get it. It's both symbolizing
that's too deep, dude. I can't handle it.
It's both symbolic and it also shows that her special talent is sleep related.
That's like destroying me inside, man. You just got me too much.
So deep.
On a good part of aesthetics, though, I kind of like her eye color.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So in general, I suppose that just that one line about never waking up would be nice to have a little bit of closure on. And then the things about aesthetics generally were most of the main stuff. And if you want like more actual help, because generally we weren't very helpful for all of this, and I apologize, but like ask us if you want more help, and we can try to help you a bit.
Ask Smooth.
Yeah.
We're going to have to move on to the next OC in this party, which means that we're going to take a look at what Commander brought to the party.
So, the OC I brought to the party this week is Myth by Lone Wolf Myth, who, as you can tell from the name, or you might guess from the name, this is a Ponisona, so I'm just going to preface that, and then get into it. So, it's Myth, female unicorn, as you can see. Their talent is that they are good at video games, and their hometown and current residence is Vancouver, which it's always nice. The horse puns. I honestly don't think I had actually heard that one before this, so good on you. It's pretty good, actually. I like that. But their occupation is that they work as a locksmith. So before I jump into anything, already have a problem in talent and occupation not linking up, and I just don't like the talent, but I will dive into that in more detail later.
Yeah.
Their personality is that Myth is generally a happy pony, but sometimes falls into sort of spits of depression, and that just happen often enough that for those who don't really know her but just kind of see her from a distance, they're just like, man, she is a depressing pony. She can be kind of selfish at times, but knows how to care for and be giving to others. She's very sarcastic and loves making jokes at the other pony's expense, which sometimes she can get herself into a bit of trouble if she pushes too hard at them. She likes video games, fish, R&B music, pop punk music, card games, and winter. Dislikes pretentiousness, talentless hacks, shaming other ponies for no reason, stupidity, and the bees!
So she would hate us.
Yeah, she'd hate Mollified.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Mainly for the bees.
Mainly for the bees.
Everything else I'm pretty okay with.
The only one that it doesn't fit him. But, so, as I said, this is a Pony-sona, so there are a few things that are somewhat excusable for the fact that they don't quite fit in the MLP universe, obviously, but...
She seems like she's a Debbie Downer. And I feel like that is used way too often nowadays.
Yeah.
Everyone is special and misunderstood. Everyone's a 90s kid.
Everyone is a 90s kid, except for the 90s kids.
Except for the
90s kids.
They're just douchebags, because all they talk about is the 90s.
I'm sick of that as a personality. I mean, a lot of people are like that, but it's just not interesting. And I don't mean this in a mean way, but I feel like you should try to throw a bit of positivity at some way.
And this is coming from Medi. He's a depressing fucker.
Yeah, this is quite true.
Very sad man, and I'm very sad because everyone else is fucking sad.
Just be happy.
But, I can understand, trying to throw your own personality in there, or what you interpreted as your own personality in there. And that's fine. But I feel like you should also throw in some character aspects.
Everyone has positive aspects as well.
Because you are a person. This is a character. It may be a representation of you, but it is also a character.
It can be what you want to be, also.
Touchpad is me, but Touchpad is also a character.
So... going to get into this whole cutie mark thing. For the occupation, I don't think there's anything... I think the occupation is pretty fine. I mean, works as a locksmith. I mean, that's not a super common thing. I think that's pretty good. And if that was what they were talented at, I would have no problem. But the first problem I run into is the fact that they are totally 100% unrelated in any sense. Then comes the other problem. And this is sort of the same thing that I said with Medi's Bad OC Flame Blame, is that your talent is being good at video games. I am good at video games. Many people are good at video games.
I am bad at video games.
But there are a very select few that video games would be their talent. If you make video games, then maybe that's your talent. If you're some actually MLG or professional kind of gamer, then maybe video games are your talent. But for most of us, we just like video games, and it is totally okay for your character to like video games and not have them be their talent. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think that if this character had just made themselves a locksmith who liked video games, I would have a lot less problems with this character. But that's just something that I know we've said stuff like this a lot before, but I just had to reiterate it because it keeps happening, so it keeps needing to be said. I actually do, though, even though it's very, very basic, the actual, the design of the cutie mark is actually not that bad. It's very simple and it gets across what it is. I just wish that it was a cutie or a talent that or a special talent that worked.
I wish your hobby wasn't your special talent.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. But anyways, since I was talking about the aesthetics of the cutie mark, moving into aesthetics. First things first is colors. I mean, the coat color is fine. I mean, it's similar to my coat color, so I don't really have much of a problem with it. I think it's a good coat color.
The coat color is lovely. I mean, it's my coat color, but it's lovely.
It's perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No, but when it's on you, it's fine. But when it's on that one other guy, it's just like, ugh. I want to throw up.
But in all seriousness, I think that is a fine coat color. I think that it works in like the whole MLP universe kind of thing. The mane and tail are aesthetically the thing that is least pleasing to me visually, because the design of them is actually like really not that bad, and I think that the design of them like how they flow is works pretty well, and they sort of like stay consistent. But the choice of colors and the way that the colors work together is I can't get behind it. The black, I will give you that it's not like black. It is more reasonable. It's like a very, very dark gray. I still personally wouldn't use it in the main, but maybe you have very dark hair and you would try to use that. I don't know. But would that be brown? I don't know. Is kind of eyes brown. Can't quite. Just normal brown. There's no special color.
Brown.
Just brown.
Brown.
Okay. That brown doesn't work.
It's like, not. That's not a pony color.
That's
for this show anyway. That's more like a real horse color.
Yeah, it doesn't work in sort of any sort of show aspect, and it really does not fit well together with the blue of the coat. Like, it's just. I just can't get behind it at all. And then similar, like also with the fact that the way that the black is sort of just put on sort of just the spikes in the hair also bugs me a bit for the same sort of reason that I brought up with Mummified's Good OC, except for that one at least we could come up with an excuse. This one, I got nothing. I don't know what else to say other than that. I don't. Do you guys have any good color alternatives that they could try? Maybe.
Let's see. She already has blue and green in her. Blue-green as a coat and blue as her eyes and cutie mark. I assume also blue as the magic color.
Yes, it does say that.
Okay, so probably, I don't know. Maybe go with a green, more like a greenish. For the mane, maybe, if you wanted to make it only one color, or make it two.
It's so hard.
I don't know. Maybe just try to make it one, a little more green than what the coat is right now. Maybe.
Yeah. What I would do is sort of get the coat color, set it down, like have a bunch of the different colors set like in like little circles like you do, and then just experiment with a few different things and find something that just is like it stands out as being like very cohesive's not quite the right word, but just something that like you look at it and it really fits together. And a lot of time like
I think cohesive would work.
Okay. But something like that, where it's always really hard to find it, but you'll know when you're getting at least close. But I would stay away from colors like brown or black, just because, especially with the choice of coat color, it just those are like diametrically opposed kinds of things when designing characters. You're going for like candy-colored horse on one side and like real person / real horse on the other, and it's very hard to sort of reconcile the two together.
Thank you very much, Commander, for bringing on that OC. We're going to be moving on to the final and last OC of the night. We're going to take a look at the one I brought to the party, which is Canvas by The Real Twilight Sparkle. So, just in case you were at all wondering. What?
Canvas art.
Yeah. Canvas art. This is canvas art.
They're a pony.
There is green stuff in her tail because she likes to paint with her tail, like nature scenes and whatnot. And she is a Ki Lin, a Eastern Asian unicorn, because quote, because uniqueness. Now I'll touch on that in a sec. Now, canvas art was born in Saddle Arabia and to like a tribe of nomads and whatnot, and so like moves around and travels a lot. And they went wandering off into the desert. And what was she doing? She was collecting materials for paints, like I guess whatever you can paint with in the desert. I don't know. Anyway, and while they were out, they came back to see that their family and whole tribe was killed by raiders. Well, actually, it doesn't seem like everybody was killed. Apparently, they captured her, beat her up, and made her watch as they killed the rest of the camp or something like that. But anyway, they beat her up and left her close to death in the out in the desert until she was saved by a bunch of griffins, and they brought her back to health, raised her for a little bit, and then she decided to move up to Equestria. The blue shawl thing is a blue shawl, I guess, she uses to cover up her scales. They're underneath the blue shawl is her red scales and whatnot. And that's pretty much everything about like the backstory and the description underneath it.
Why does she have scales?
Exactly. My question is, why does she have scales? Why is she a Kill-In? And more importantly, why is it because uniqueness? Now, you just made a pony in this other style because you wanted to make this pony in the other style? That doesn't make sense. But if you wanted to make a Saddle Arabian pony, then make a Saddle Arabian pony. That makes sense. That I can get behind. But making a weird, odd other pony for the sake of making a weird, odd other pony and still wanting it to be in MLP lore, I'm not 100% behind that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think you said it a little... Like, when you go into making a character, you shouldn't go into making it because you want them to be unique because of their breed. You want them to be unique because of their character.
Nice.
Like, the Ki-Lin... Eastern Asian unicorn. Welcome to America. The Eastern Asian unicorn. But the Eastern Asian unicorn. That's not a reason to pick that. You should pick that because it fits the best with your character, not because you want to make something unique.
Why is she a Killin or whatever Keelan when she was born to a Saddle Arabian family? Because we know what the Saddle Arabian kind of ponies look like. They kind of look like normal horses, which...
Yeah, Saddle Arabians are horses.
It's kind of fun.
Which, I mean, I think that the idea, like, I've not seen I don't think I've seen a single Saddle Arabian OC. Not one. I think it would be really cool to have, like, an OC that was, like, one of the Saddle Arabian kind of ponies.
I like the concept of having a story where it's, hey, they came back and saw their their family and village and whatnot being destroyed, and then they were left to die. That's kind of a trope that I'm still okay with. It's still a nice way to set up a story, and it's kind of like a tested, time-honored, like, classic thing. I don't know. It's something that's been done 1,000 times, but it still works.
And since it's in an area in the world that we don't understand at all, you can get away with it for the fact that if that was in Equestria, that would not make any sense. But since it's someplace else, it's kind of left up to interpretation.
Why do they have scales? I think that's something to do with, like, it being
it has to do with the species.
Okay. And what's up with the little bit of fur at the very top? Is that a thing, too?
I assume that's supposed to be the mane.
Yeah, like, this definitely fits, like... Apparently, they're, like, horse dragon lizard things.
Okay.
And it does fit, like, they would have manes and tails like normal dragons, or...
Yeah, and then scales like normal horses.
Like horses. Like dirtfish, no?
Yeah, scales like horses.
Imagine a dragon in the shape of a horse, and then it has legs like horses and a face like a horse, and that's what a Keelan is.
I like the coloring on this. I like the traditional means of how they did the scales and like coloring and all that with actual traditional color pencils. It's very nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Anything else about aesthetic? Yeah, go ahead.
Why is the horn that long?
I have no idea.
Like,
Bring the horn back.
I was looking at a few pictures of Kylans, and their horns aren't particularly long.
Yes, I feel like that just might have just been a thing that kind of happened.
Just happened.
But I look at it and it's kind of off-putting because I'm just like, if I was a pony in Equestria and I saw that, I'd be scared as fuck.
Have fun balancing
Scales, I'd be
that.
like, scales. That's one thing. Fucking that horn's like a fucking knife.
A knife? You mean a spear or a pike?
It's a strange case for a weird pony. And if you work on the writing a little bit, I feel like that can justify everything else then.
I would go back to the drawing board with this pony.
Well, not necessarily drawing board, the writing table.
The canvas.
Yes. Or,
dumb joke.
paint tool sai, or, yeah. So, anyway, final words on this pony. It's an interesting concept and design. You need to tweak it and not be so outlandish with some of your design choices, but it still is a okay pony. It just needs to be fixed a little bit.
Yay.
Yay! Moving on to the next section of the show, which is probably the one that most people care about. Voting! So...
Nobody actually cares.
Nobody actually cares. Well,
actually,
people who win care.
People care because a lot of people like to pick their own victors.
This week, I brought in Starry Stream. Commander brought in Bella Blue. Medi brought in Guiding Light / Morning Melody. And Smooth brought in Love Struck. So, going back in the same order we presented in and not voting for the same OC you brought to the party, Medi, who do you vote for Best OC?
I like what Bella looked like, but I like the actual character of Love Struck.
It's because you like bitches.
No, it's because I like the fact that it was a character.
No, it's because you like bitches.
You like bitches.
I don't like bitches.
You like Sundares as fuck. Sundares as fuck.
I'm gonna vote for Love Struck.
Yay! Smooth!
I'm
Who do you
gonna
vote
vote
for?
for Bella.
Cool.
Bella Blue.
Commander?
I'm going to vote for Morning Melody Guiding Light.
I, as well, am going to vote for Morning Melody Guiding Light.
Yay! Maddie comes out on top, even though he wasn't trying too hard.
Medi came out on top
As is
despite
with
not
everything
getting
on
the
his
first
life.
2 votes.
Yes.
Medi came out on top, despite going out last.
Moving on to the bad OC. I brought on Canvas Art. Commander brought on Myth. And Medi brought on Flame Blame. And Smooth brought on Chamomile. So, like I said before, going back in the same order we presented in and not voting for the same OC you brought onto the party. Medi, who do you vote for?
Holy shit. I'm gonna
Fuck,
give it
I forgot I went
Chamomile.
last. Chamomile? Cool. Smooth?
I'm gonna vote for Flame Blame.
I think I am going to also have to give it to Chamomile.
Cool. And then my least favorite OC this week is gotta be Flame Blame.
Oh.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What'd you get?
I got scissors.
I got scissors as well.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What'd you get?
I got rock.
I got scissors.
Dang it.
Smooth wins.
Ah!
I physically forgot to unclench my rock.
Thank you all for submitting your OCs and other things. But now, Mehdi, tell the lovely viewers where they can go to get in contact with us.
Well, you can submit your OCs, or you can submit some questions for later shows, or hell, if you have any fan art, you can submit it all to us at eurocsucks.deviantart.com, at eurocsucks at twitter.com, eurocsuckspodcast@gmail.com, and eurocsuckspodcast@tumblr.com.
Also, the show is supported and funded by the people over at patreon.com. You too can also donate to the show and get sweet little rewards and bonuses and whatnot. If you go on over to if you go over to patreon.com/eurocsucks, you can find out all the details there. In the meantime, we are wrapping up we are going strong into our species block. Yeah, we only just started.
Happened so fast.
We're wrapping up our unicorn block.
We're wrapping up the unicorn episode.
After 3 weeks of trying.
We're wrapping up our unicorn episode.
3.
We're steadily moving along.
Wait till Finn submitted 37.
Stop fucking interrupting me, you dick.
Passion 15!
Anyway, so we're pushing steadily through the species block. Moving on to our second part of the section, we're going to be taking a look at Pegasus OCs next. So, if you have a Pegasus OC, or if you, in fact, also maybe have a Earth Pony or Alicorn, those are also episodes that are going to be coming up soon in the future. So, if you have an OC and you've been on the fence about what you've been able to submit or whatnot, or if you want to submit, go ahead and do that as soon as possible. That way you can possibly get in on the next couple of episodes.
Or any other species.
Or literally any other species. Because
we're going to do other ones,
the more
but we
rare,
need to
the
have
better.
them.
The more rare the pony, the better. Now, my name is Bonfire Thunderbirds. I'm the host, and I've been joined this week by
Commander Sparkle,
Medibobo,
and Smooth Sailing.
And remember, your OC sucks.